Just thought I'd come on. My voice is going. Why? I'm cooking my tea just to throw this out there before I come on tonight. Then I won't have to sort of talk about this because it'll be longer and it's appropriate anyway. The little one's just gone, so I thought I'll just jump on while I'm cooking tea. So I've just watched. Sorry about my voice. I've just watched the Trump talking to the media. Never forgive Obama, if anyone's seen it. And it was really good because the things that were highlighted that I heard him say, obviously, he was talking about the Russian investigation. As we all know, he said it's a phony hoax, which we all know it's not the Russians. It's a Russian hoax, and we all know why. And if you don't, it's a bit too late now, but we all know why. We all know, it's a hoax. He also was talking about what's his face? Acosta, saying he's very unprofessional. Because one of the women there, one of the reporters said something. He said, "What did you just say? That was a very stupid question. But mind you, I have seen things you talk about and you do ask very stupid questions." So that was hilarious. He's saying about Acosta, he's very unprofessional, whether it was him or Ronald Reagan. He said, whether it was Reagan, he would still be doing the same thing because he's got a very loud voice to shout out and he's actually paid to do it with how he is and what he does, as we all know. And someone said something about, if anyone saw the video, because mainstream media tried to cut it out, where he pushed the woman's arm down. Not too bad, but he did push the woman's arm down out the way. When she went to get the microphone, he said, one of the reporters said, I can't believe it. I was like, oh God, there's such lies. Hi, he said, oh, well, it was manipulated. They made it look like that's what he did. Trump said, no, they didn't. It was a close-up. It was just a close-up and everyone saw what he did. So there's the mainstream media again, trying to make out it was something it wasn't. So as we know, they're just liars. Also, he was also saying, the White House is a very sacred place and you should respect the White House and you should respect the presidentry, I can't say it properly, with respect. They also said about the meeting, he's in France now, I believe he's landed in France. Are you meeting Putin? And he said, I'm meeting a lot of world leaders, maybe for lunch, maybe for lunch. He said, and that's a good thing to have good relationships with world leaders. Of course it is, but they try and make out it's not. But of course it is. Why wouldn't you want good relationships with world leaders? Hello? So that's the mainstream media again. Slowly putting new judges in, Ginsburg, yeah, she'll be out of the way, Supreme Court, that's what we were saying before. He said, a lot of bad stuff is going on in this country, and I'm getting to the bottom of it. Lots of crooked stuff, and lots of FBI people have been, fired, basically. He also said, which was what I was listening to, he did say was, they asked something and he turned around and said, I'm thinking about the world. I'm thinking about the world. See, good man, he's thinking about the world and the people of the world. But he said, I'm thinking about the world. He also said about the military and supporting, the mental issues and is it the PTSD? The veterans, what they see, what they come back with, the issues that can come out, after. He said, supporting that and, giving to that and helping along with that, which is brilliant, obviously, because that's what they need, because, And he also said, the greatest thing he said was, I'll never forgive Obama. I will never forgive that man. I will never forgive him for what he did to our United States military, because he depleted it. And there was a reason why he depleted it. He said, I'll never forget him. And he said something about Michelle, Big Mike, about her book that she was bringing out. She got paid a lot of money because then they put a load of crap in it, as we all know. Also, so that was brilliant. So that was brilliant. He's thinking about the world. He's saying it all there, out in there. Says it like it is, because we all know we've won, so we can say, yeah, Big Mike. We all know it's Big Mike. Also, because it's the military thing, the veterans were talking about, Remembrance on Sunday. What that is to you is David Icke, if you check out David Icke's channel, it's brilliant. He's just done a chat on the red poppy versus the white poppy. I didn't even know about the white poppies, but the white poppy is more for supposed to be like, more for peace and no more wars, which I think will happen now that Trump's going over there, because when everyone finds out why we went to war, people are going to be like, oh, right. Because at the end of the day, he was saying it's your choice to wear a red or a white poppy. We should have more choices because we have freedom if we have more choices. If we don't have choices, like what's been happening, you can't say this and you can't say that and you can't do this. We don't have freedom. He was basically saying people should go into schools and say to children, young children, this is a story about the red poppy and this is a story about the white poppy. It's your choice to choose which poppy or don't wear one. It shouldn't be forced on you. But what was a great story was a Manchester United footballer, sorry I don't know his name because I don't follow football, even though I'm from this way anyway, up north, I don't know what his name is, but he's obviously from another country, said that he won't wear the red poppy. Some people might get angry about that, and it's embedded, I think, on the football t-shirt. Anyway, I'll come in a minute, he won't wear the red poppy because to him it reminds him of his hometown where it got bombed in the war, which is, yes, I think that is, I think that's true. That reminds him of what he saw, but to others it means something else. It doesn't mean the red poppy is a bad thing, but he did say he respects why people wear the red poppy, because like to me, I've been wearing a red poppy. To me, it stands for remembrance of all fallen. That's globally. That's in different countries. That's people who've decided to join the army. Like David Icke said, if you check that video out, it explains it better. People who've been forced into it in other countries and died. So it's not just for our veterans, it's worldwide veterans. Because when people find out, I was talking about this to my dad today, and it's very fitting for this weekend, is I can understand why other people from other countries in the Middle East or wherever have wanted to come to the West and destroy stuff and hurt people and kill people and all that sort of stuff, because they've seen the West coming over to them, bombing their countries with our militaries and US militaries and all that. I understand that, but what the difference is the army were just doing their job of got told they were going to do something when it was completely different, because we've all been lied to. So it's not the people of England, it's not the people of wherever, it's not the people of the US, the military, it's not us that wanted those wars. These wars have been man-made. And a lot of people don't know that. They think we were going in for something else, like Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi. I'm not saying these people were brilliant for the countries, but they knew the truth. What they did to these people, how they killed them, was disgusting, to shut them up, because they knew. Shutting up to tell the people what we're actually going to war for. And we think, people are sat there thinking, oh yeah, our military are going to war to stop this or help this. Well, it's been a lie. And yes, it has killed people in other countries. So I can see why other people in other countries are mad. But they've got to remember also that people in other countries that have come over to their countries have been deceived. It's not the people of the countries, it's not even really the soldiers in the military, it's those above them, it's the governments, those who are corrupt, it's the regimes that are over these countries, our countries as well, that are making these man-made wars for all sorts of different reasons. So, yes, it is your choice to wear one or not to wear one, but you shouldn't disrespect anyone for wearing one or not wearing one. It's your choice. That's what freedom's about. But I do believe when people learn why we all really went to war, which has been a lie for different things, it's disgusting what our grandfathers and grandmothers fell for all around the world, not just in our country or the US. That's what I wear a poppy for, is to remember all fallen all over. But when people realise why we went to war, they ain't going to be happy, because we've been lied to. And so that's why I say I can see both sides. I can see our side and I can see their side in other countries. Why, like this footballer for United said, I respect those who wear the poppy, because the poppy means different things to different people. And if you check out David Icke's channel, it just makes so much sense. That footballer has the right to not wear it, and they shouldn't force him to wear it, because if he was in a hometown when he was 16 or whatever age he said he was, and he saw the destruction around him and the killings and the bombings, yes, he's got the right not to wear it because of what he saw. But we've all got this is about why we have to unite. This is why Trump's going to the remembrance in France. He said with world leaders, these wars have got to stop because they're man-made. So that's why we're all arguing with each other, and people want to come to other countries hurting other people and going there and doing this because they're angry with Western people. It's not us. It's regimes all over, and they're all over the globe, like I keep saying. So please do check out David Icke's video on, did we go to war? I can't remember exactly what the title was, but it's a new one. It's up now. It is interesting, and that's why you shouldn't disrespect people's rights to wear the poppy or not, the red one or the white one. The white one seems like a good idea as well. Like, wear it. We don't want any more wars. We want peace. That is what we want. But these regimes didn't want peace because it makes money with pipelines and all sorts of other different things that were going on. Like I said the other day, Gaddafi knew why Kennedy got killed. I'm not saying everyone, world leaders have been absolutely fantastic or kind to their people, but they knew. And that's why they were sort of shut down, basically. And people are waking up in the West, you know what I mean? We know. I know there's a lot of people in other countries in the Middle East and that who, no, we all know there's a load of lies going on, and that's how they deceive with mainstream media, as I said before. That's why Obama was bringing down the United States military and all that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to come out and get that out because that's what I've just seen on YouTube of Trump talking, and there's my opinion on that. Yeah, just making barrels of cash and then killing soldiers in the meantime all over the world, because obviously the soldiers are the brave ones that go in. They want to kill off all the strong men and women and women. But that's what I see. But Trump said he's thinking about the world. Why shouldn't he be friends? Why shouldn't he have good relationships with world leaders? What are they afraid of? But that's what I'm saying. It's all going to come out about, you know, wars and how they were man-made, and then everyone's going to be annoyed all over the world, aren't they? Because, but to me, Remembrance Day is, I wear the poppy for remembrance of all fallen. All the ones that are still here, and they've got mental issues and that, and the ones that are still here, but for all the ones that have fallen as well, all over the world. Because these regimes above the military, the big guns, whatever you want to call it, the big people above these in the regimes at the top of those pyramids, they're the one causing all this because it makes them money and it serves their agendas. That's how I see it as. So yes, that young footballer has the right to do that. But what was really good about him, yeah, clean the slates in is that supposed to honor of the awakening? Yeah, people need to wake up to this. So there's where I'm saying, like, people in the Middle East or wherever, we need to unite because all these wars of soldiers coming into other countries, it's not us, it's been the regimes. A lot of people know that in those countries as well. And that's what's happening. And that, like I said, that young footballer has the right to say that, but he also was good because he said he respects, see, there's a difference, he respects the people who wear the red poppy as well, because he understands about people who've had family, or people in the past, their family who've died in the war. So they've had people dying on both sides, whether that's people going in that didn't know why they were going in the first place, they're just doing the job, basically. I know that sounds a bit harsh. And those sides on the who've been on the end of the war and seen it, all sorts of different things. So that's what people have got to come together and realise. It's been man-made people for certain agendas globally. So really see it as support of the world of fallen veterans, people in war-torn countries and everything. That's how I see it as. So I just wanted to come on and say that. That's what I just said, Gavin. The poppy doesn't just do with the fallen battlefield, it's also the civilians. Well, yeah, that's what I mean as well. I mean, all of it, all to do with the war. So that's civilians who've died in these wars. That's what I was meant to say, actually. I wrote it down. In the innocent people. Where did I put it? The innocent people, but innocent people means the civilians and also people who've signed up to go in the military thinking it's for the good and it's been for other agendas that they've not known, and those that I think in other countries, there's countries around the world where they'd have no choice of joining the army. They get forced to join the army and then they're getting killed. So yes, it's to do with the civilians around the world. It's to do with the veterans as well, fallen and still here, with the mental problems and all that comes with it, and the civilians, because it's wrong, basically. But that's why I just thought I'd come on and say, I just watched and I also come from a military family, so because I was in the army, my dad was in the army, and as a young child I grew up in the barracks and that. So there's another reason. But We all have different opinions on why. My voice is going, sorry. And but like I said, I just watched the Trump talking to the media. That was great. How, you know, but he said he's thinking about the world, thinking about the world. So he's in France now. And David Icke's just done, because I like, David Icke's really good. David Icke has just done a brilliant, you know, he said he just go and watch it. It's brilliant. You have respect. If you don't wear, you don't have to wear it. You don't have to spot. You can spot it in other ways. People go, you have to wear one. You don't have to. You can spot it in other ways. You could choose a red or white, or you don't have to. People have different reasons why, but you shouldn't disrespect anyone's for the opinion of if they wear it or not. The purple one is for the fallen animals. Oh. Well, fallen everything in these wars. I mean, animals and everything get caught up in it, don't they? So I'm going to go and I'll see you later. But I just thought I'd put that out there because I've just seen it and I just saw David Icke and thought it's really good. And obviously it's in with, you know, what's going on this weekend, bigger things as well, you know, all this weekend and Sunday. So yeah, check it out, please, and see what you think. Bye.